The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Jakar of the Viridian Empire rose to address the assembly. His crimson scales gleamed under the artificial lighting, and his 3 eyes swept across the gathered representatives with unmistakable contempt. "The humans," he began, his translator converting his hissing speech into standard galactic, "have violated the Accord of Sanctuary. Their medical personnel carry weapons. This is unprecedented barbarism." Across the chamber, human Ambassador Sarah Chen remained motionless, her face an unreadable mask. She had been expecting this. The incident had occurred 3 cycles ago on the neutral station of Epsilon 7. A Viridian patrol had stormed the human medical wing, claiming jurisdiction over a wounded prisoner being treated there. The human medics had refused to surrender their patient. When the Viridians attempted to take him by force, they discovered something that shocked the galaxy. Every single human medic was armed, not with the standard sidearms that security personnel might carry, but with military-grade combat equipment hidden beneath their white coats. When the Viridians opened fire, the medics had responded with devastating precision. 12 Viridian soldiers were killed. The human casualties numbered 0. "The medical profession is sacred," Jakar continued, his voice rising. "Across 10,000 species and 1,000,000 worlds, healers remain neutral. They do not participate in combat. The humans have defiled this ancient tradition." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. Ambassador Chen finally stood, and the room fell silent once more. She was small by galactic standards, barely reaching the shoulder height of most species present, but something in her bearing commanded attention. "Ambassador Jakar is correct about one thing," she said quietly. "We have broken with galactic tradition. Would the Council like to know why?" She didn't wait for permission. With a gesture, she activated the holographic display at the center of the chamber. Images flickered to life, a lush green and blue planet hanging in space. "This is Earth 400 years ago during what we call World War II. The image shifted to show soldiers in primitive uniforms, their faces young and frightened. "In that war we marked our medics clearly. They wore red crosses or crescents to identify themselves as non-combatants. They carried no weapons, devoted entirely to saving lives." The image changed again, showing a medic crouched over a wounded soldier, then a flash, an explosion, bodies scattered across blood-soaked ground. "The enemy targeted them specifically," Chen continued, her voice never rising above conversational level, yet somehow filling the vast chamber. "They realized that killing a medic destroyed the morale of an entire unit. By the end of that war, being a combat medic was one of the most dangerous assignments a human could receive." Jakar's scales rippled with displeasure. "Ancient history. Primitive barbarism from a primitive species." "We learned something in that barbarism," Chen replied. "We learned that mercy must be protected by strength, that the ability to heal must be guarded by the willingness to kill. After that war, we made a promise to ourselves. Never again would our healers be defenseless. Never again would we send our most compassionate into danger without giving them the tools to protect themselves and their patients." She advanced the display. New images appeared. Human medics throughout history, in jungles and deserts, on space stations and colony worlds. All armed, all deadly. "We call them Reapers," she said. "Every human combat medic trains for 6 years. 3 years in medicine, 3 years in warfare. They are selected from our best and brightest, those with the skill to save a life and the courage to take one. They swear 2 oaths. First, to heal without prejudice. Second, to protect their patients at any cost." "Madness," Jakar spat. "You cannot serve both life and death, can't we?" Chen's eyes fixed on the Viridian ambassador. "Your soldiers came to take a wounded prisoner from our care. A prisoner who was under sedation, recovering from surgery we performed to save his life. Your own soldier, Ambassador. We had removed shrapnel from his hearts, repaired his damaged respiratory system, and your people tried to drag him from his recovery bed to face immediate execution." The chamber erupted in shocked whispers. Jakar's scales paled. "Our medics did not fire first," Chen continued relentlessly. "They refused to surrender their patient. They stood between your soldiers and a helpless being in their care. They told your people to leave. Your soldiers opened fire in a medical facility, and yes, our Reapers responded." She pulled up the casualty reports, displaying them for all to see. 12 Viridian soldiers dead, all from precise shots. Not a single patient harmed, not a single piece of medical equipment damaged. Our medics eliminated the threat with surgical precision, then immediately resumed treating their patients, including performing emergency surgery on 3 of the Viridian soldiers they had just shot, saving 2 of them. The silence that followed was absolute. "You want to call us barbaric?" Chen's voice finally carried an edge. "Humanity accepts that charge. We are barbaric enough to believe that those who heal the sick should not be defenseless victims. We are barbaric enough to believe that a patient under our care is sacred, regardless of their species or crimes. We are barbaric enough to train our most compassionate people to be our most dangerous, because we understand that true mercy sometimes requires terrible strength." She looked around the chamber, meeting the eyes of dozens of species. "The Galactic Accord says medics cannot carry weapons. Humanity never signed that accord. We never will. Because we remember our history. We remember what happens when healers cannot protect themselves and their patients." Ambassador Jakar found his voice. "The Council will never accept this violation of civilized norms. Then humanity will continue to violate them." Chen replied simply. "We will not send our healers into the galaxy defenseless. We will not abandon our principles because they make you uncomfortable. Our medics will continue to heal anyone who needs healing, and they will continue to carry the means to protect their patients." She paused, then delivered her final words. "You call them a violation of civilized norms. We call them Reapers. Both names are accurate. They harvest death to protect life. And if that makes humanity barbaric in your eyes, then we wear that label with pride." As she sat down, a strange thing happened. One ambassador began to clap, a slow, deliberate gesture from the Krelix delegate. Then another joined and another. Not all, but enough. The galaxy was not united in its response. But every species now understood one truth. Humanity's mercy came with a price tag, and that price was paid in lead and plasma by those foolish enough to threaten human patients. The Reapers had been revealed to the galaxy, and the galaxy would never look at human healers the same way again.